We welcome you back here to Longhorn Weekly from Pluckers, the West Campus location here in Austin. RT, if you will do the honors and introduce our special guest.
We've got Zurich with us today, big fella. He's from El Paso. Finished up his high school basketball in San Antonio J High School. Is that correct?
J.
Right? John J. High School. Got a chance to recruit Z when he was in San Antonio there at John J. and signed with me at UTEP. Saw a lot of potential in him in terms of being a young man that was super athletic. He was about 6'6" at that time, shooting perimeter shots, a lot of threes at the time. But I said, man, if this guy grows just a little bit, he has a chance to really grow into something. I think he's a lot like a David Robinson, who I've kind of likened him to. David Robinson grew from 6'6", and lo and behold, this guy's a couple of years later, and he's 6'8". He goes from 6'6" to 6'6" to 6'8", and got a chance to grow, put some meat on his bones, and he's matured into a really grown man. And a physical player for us, and someone I'm really happy to have in our program.
Z, I want to give you a chance to talk. I want to have both of you talk about this. I want to give you a chance to talk a little bit about the experience of being recruited by RT, not once but twice. Yeah. First of all, your time when you were at John Jay and his recruitment of you the first time, and then the second, once you went into the portal, about transferring from UTEP to Texas.
Yeah, I mean, RT, I'm familiar with him, and when he recruited me out, it felt like, he seen something in me. So, coming out of high school, I was ready, the way he was, his demeanor and the way he seen something in me that the other coaches didn't see in me, because I didn't have a lot of offers coming out of high school, right? So the fact that he seen something in me just made me trust him even more. So the fact that, entering the portal again, and he called me, like one of the first coaches to call me, it just, it showed that he still, cared about me, and he still believes in me and knows that I can take my skills to another level and grow to a player.
RT, what about what you saw from Zarek when he was at UTEP, not only when you were coaching him, but then after you left to come back over here, as you saw him to continue to develop as a basketball player, that once he entered the portal, made you definitely want to contact him and rekindle the relationship?
Z alluded to the fact that he was very under-recruited. A lot of people not recruiting him. He was an undersized 6'6" guy, and again, with a lot of growth and a lot of potential. Now, I loved him when I saw him. I watched him for 1 hour, and I literally left from Dallas and had to go to another AAU game, and I told my coaching staff at the time, I was like, hey, I want that guy. I want to recruit him hard. I don't care if anybody else is not recruiting him. I say I want that guy. So we recruited him hard, and I'll tell you a funny story. The first day we had him on campus, we started working him out. We had some really good players in our program at the time already. We had Bryson Williams and some other really good players, FEODG, some really good post guys already in our program. First day of practice, he comes in, and we're doing a little some conditioning with him,
Okay.
And we start out the conditioning part. He trips over a line, right, just in regular conditioning, and falls down. And my guys look at me, my staff looks at me like, this guy can play?
This is the one you wanted?
This guy is the guy you wanted, right? I said, hey, guys, trust me. He's Bambi. He's falling all over the place. He's just, hey, I'm just telling you right now, ground zero right now with this guy. He's going to be a player. And lo and behold, throughout that whole year, he got a chance to redshirt, and he practiced every day against elite-level older post guys. And his conditioning got better. He got better. And by the end of the season, man, he was giving those guys fits on the scout team now. And I said, this kid's got a chance to be a player. I left. Jeremy Cox and those guys continue to work with him there at UTEP and continue to develop him. But he's put a lot of work in, and he's really worked on his body. His body looks great. And when he plays with the physical mindset and gets out there and let loose, Zarek is really effective and gets a lot of things done.
Zarek, let me ask you about the developmental process once RT left to come to Texas. What's going through your mind as you continued to play there before you entered the portal? Were you still trying to improve, and where did you want to improve your game the most?
I would say my defense and my hook shot. That was one thing I wanted to work on as well. But mainly my defense. That's what was gonna get me on the floor, and I struggled a lot on my defense, ball screen defense. So that was something just being quick with my feet. So over my time at UTEP, I was working a lot on that ball screen defense and just being more vocal and quick. And I got a chance to play, and then over the course of the years, I just started getting better and better. started working on my hook, on my shot, and then my role just expanded from there.
Do you like being back? I mean, you're 80 miles away from where you graduated high school now, so you're a little closer to home in that respect. Do you like being back closer?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, earlier in the summer, I went to go see my old high school coach, and they were happy to see me. So it's nice to be close to family, friends, and whatnot.
Yeah, and RT, I know, like you said, once he went into the portal, then you felt very strongly that you wanted to have him in to really help develop the depth of your team.
Well, it's a no-brainer for us. I mean, Z comes from a great family. I mean, his dad's been in the military, and mom's a school teacher, and brothers are very good academically as well, and aspiring to be a doctor. And I mean, just a great family and a great kid, and he's going to work hard. He's going to be coachable. He's going to bring it every day, and just love him being in our program. He's a great ambassador and someone we wanted in our program.
All right, we're going to spend some more time with Derek Onyema as we continue Longhorn Weekly from here at Pluckers, the West Campus location here in Austin, presented by the Texas Lottery. We'll continue in a moment.
Drive into the traffic in the paint. Swings it out now to Weaver. Kendall driving through traffic. Scores off the glass with a left hand. Timeout. Porter Moser.
We welcome you back to Longhorn Weekly from here at Pluckers, the West Campus location. That was a big moment the first half. Kendall Weaver had a big game, and I know you guys think an awful lot of Kendall, and what a big game he had against the Sooners the other night.
Yeah, he played a great game. His motor, his activity is just unmatched, and it gets the whole team going. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Now, I want to get you to tell folks a little bit more about your background, because those who know your story know some interesting things. First of all, before you were even born, your dad, who has a great name, I love his name, Kingsley. He's from Nigeria, and your mom, Mary, is from Washington, D.C. Now, how did they meet?
Online dating, actually.
Really?
Yeah, online.
Wow. Had they both tried it without success with others, and they just landed, or was it a first-time deal for them?
I think it was a first-time deal.
Really?
Yeah, I think I don't know.
That worked out well. Okay,
worked
all
out
right.
well, yeah.
All right, so then your dad had to work to become a U.S. citizen, right?
Yeah, he joined the military. My mom actually flew to Nigeria. They got married, and then my dad flew back with my mom, and then my dad joined the Army in 1998, and he's still serving now. He's working in the Pentagon right now as we speak. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now, so he does logistics for the Army, right?
Logistics, yep.
Did you ever have any desire to join the Army or another branch of the service there?
A little bit, but my dad said, "Nah, don't do it." He want me to do it. He said no.
How about your transition, both personally, academically, socially, all that sort of stuff? El Paso is in the state of Texas, but it's 600 miles to the west. Right. It's a long way out there. Yeah. How about what the transition was like for you, transferring in and not only playing basketball in Texas, but what it was like for you personally?
Yeah, it was kind of hard at first, but I got used to it pretty quickly. Like, the culture is a lot different, I'll say that. In terms of basketball, I didn't really play much basketball in El Paso. Like, it was all really new to me. I didn't really get started till like really high school, where I started taking it serious and I started having my growth spurt. So yeah, it was a pretty smooth transition.
Now, normally we get to some questions for Coach in the next segment, and we will. But Katie, who's one of our favorites, who's an ambassador in the Corral, wants to know what your current hype-up song is. And as you think about that, for folks who don't know, when the team is on the road, there's an interesting eclectic mix of music, like when they're practicing on the floor and getting some shots done, even at team meals at breakfast or pregame meal. There's some music always going on, and it's a pretty interesting mix. But do you have a special hype-up song that you like more than others?
It's I Know by Bob Marley.
Really? The great Bob Marley. Wow, that's amazing. What would you like your future to be, beyond basketball?
Beyond basketball, I would just, it's pretty tough question.
I mean, you know, is there a specific thing within your course of study you're interested in, or is there a specific profession that you'd be interested in once your basketball playing days are done?
I want to do something in the medical field.
Really?
So yeah, something in the medical field. Right now I'm studying kinesiology and health, so something in the medical field is, you know, something I'm considering.
I could see it being Dr. Z.
Yeah.
Would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. Zarek Onyema with us. Thanks for coming out, Z. We appreciate that. Coach Terry and I will have some of the questions coming up when Longhorn Weekly continues on the Longhorn Network and the Longhorn Radio Network from Lear.